Greetings and salutations, my fellow Blackish fans. Today I would like to discuss Blackish. It has returned, and in the first week they have graced us with 3 whole episodes. But today I would like to begin with talking about episode 3 because that has been my favorite one. And then 2, and then 1 was kind of meh, but I understand the purpose of that episode, but thought it was a little bit. I'll get to it later. And episode 3 is the Rona episode. Oh my goodness, and this episode is so relatable on a number of different levels. Shall we begin? So, like I was mentioning before, this is the Corona episode. The sports are all canceled, vacation plans are canceled, and the Johnsons are spending a little bit more quality time together. And Pops and Grandpa seem to be getting it on. Plot continuation from season 6, season finale. They got together and they're still together. And leads to a bit of a...
Is my negligee dry yet? Why don't you drag that wagon in here and see for yourself?
Nothing brings you closer than experiencing a shared trauma. Like watching my mom and pops treat quarantine like a honeymoon.
Come on, girl. Let's get to folding.
Family trauma. But, hooray for shared family trauma, right? Only problem with that scene here is that they're playing on the Xbox. Come on, Johnsons. You know better than that. Not even 5 minutes in, we've already got 2 sex jokes and this gem from the boss here. Oh, God.
I decided to move to my Palm Beach house. Its quality of life is so much better here. I have a full staff of cooks, maids, seamstresses, and farmers who tend to the land and they work with the animals.
Wait. Is that safe? All those people in and out?
Well, we don't let them leave.
So, where do they live?
We keep them in
You can say
smaller,
stuff like that on
poorer
TV.
quality homes here on the plan of the property.
Stephens, are those people
Look,
slaves?
Trey, let's go back
you
to
gotta love
talking
the
about your
Blackish
family,
edge,
okay?
man.
They are way
They're
off base,
coming
by the
back
way.
with
We
it
are
full force. I
110%.
love the edge. Great stuff. But yeah, as we get along the episode, we mostly just see it's a COVID awareness episode. How Dre is dealing with it, how Junior is seemingly dealing with it, how Bo is dealing with it, and some perspectives from potentially the healthcare community and how they're handling it and stuff. We get some rare insight into Bo's workplace, and she's actually conversing with her coworkers. We don't really see that as much as we see it with Dre. So that was very fascinating, and we got to see some nice back and forth with her and her friends at work. That was really cool to see her in that environment. And we got some good jokes from her fellow lady doctors. It was great. But during Bo's lunch with her coworkers, we really get into the real juicy parts of plot A. Junior has been praising Bo. They have this amazing relationship. He was just clapping her up in the beginning of the episode, but here he is bringing a girl into the house during the global pandemic. Oh my God, the bubble. And this act is especially egregious because Junior is supposed to be Bo's, favorite son, favorite person in the house. Not only that, but she's in the medical field, so she's very she sees the horrors of the disease firsthand, and it's not a pretty sight. And we get some really good dialogue from one of the ladies that says,
all right, there is no one that is more committed to our safety than my junior.
Well, everyone is, right, to a certain point, until it comes to that haircut or that birthday party. Plus, no one believes how sick you can get until you've seen what we've seen.
Well, Junior does.
Does he?
Which is honestly so true. People really only adhere to the guidelines when it's really convenient for them. Because sometimes people will just say, F it, I'm gonna go out and do this, you know. But when you really want to make the excuse, depending on the situation, you can be like, I don't really want to, there's COVID. But when there's, I don't know, like I say, a protest, which are important, people will risk their lives and go out. It's a fascinating thing, fascinating argument, but it's just like, I mean, it's always there, but people pick and choose when it's super duper important. And it's kind of like, oh, but the truth, but it hurts. But can you blame Junior, man? It's a pandemic, he's lonely, and he hasn't seen booty for God knows how long. I can't be the only one who resonates with this, right? Right? Come on, people. Comment down below. Now, with plot B, we have Dre having an existential crisis about his entire job situation. You know, he really believed that he's essential, but obviously he just kind of, he kind of just sells stuff, as they are all saying during their group meeting. And it's just kind of like, how can you compare being an ad man or a marketer to being like in the health field? It's like not really the same. Sure, you can make meaningful ads and stuff, but in the end of the day, it's like to sell a product, which kind of takes a lot of the integrity out of whatever you're doing. But this is an interesting question. I'm glad that they're asking these kind of questions and questioning Dre is questioning his entire life, because me myself, I'm going to try to enter the business marketing field, and I'm probably going to see myself in a similar position to Dre one day, and I could see myself coming across this same dilemma. Like, hey, am I just some type of corporate hack trying to get or the unfortunate truth of America is that it doesn't always reward people the most financially for doing things that are the most essential. It's one of the dark aspects of America. The money. It's dark, and we got to see a little bit of that in the previous episode, in episode 2, with money and politics. So it seems like it's an almost continuing theme about the darkness of money. It's cool, but do you really deserve it? Is it, just a lot of different questions about it.
You guys are hearing me. We give people hope.
Exactly, Dre. We sell cars and mayonnaise to people that hope their jobs are coming back. But they're not, though.
As we enter the final act of the episode, we get the juicy Bo and Junior argument I was oh so waiting for. And Bo got in Junior's ass.
Step back.
Is everything all right?
I said step back, Junior.
Sorry.
God. Listen, when I tell you something, you need to listen to me, okay? I'm saying it for your own good.
Okay.
I know that Olivia came over here today, and I know that you lied to me.
Okay, I understand that this is bad, but it's been extremely hard to be apart. And she lives alone, and she's been being really careful, and I've been being really careful.
That's what everybody thinks, Junior. But they're not seeing what I am seeing at the hospital. Today, I went from COVID patient to COVID patient to COVID patient. I intubated a woman that was
honestly,
my age, Junior.
I think I've had this same conversation with my mom during the pandemic. I'm like, yo, she wears a mask. She... But honestly, like, does that really matter at the end of the day? You don't really know where they've been or their people have been, so it's kind of like you're always sort of taking a risk, especially if your people are a little bit older. But I mean, if you really trust somebody, I guess maybe. But Bo is in the medical field, so she's extra paranoid. So it's understandable. It's understandable. Great scene, and I love the justified conflicts in this show. I hate shows where characters get mad for stupid, dumb, unjust. This is real. This is honest. This is modern. Like, this is great. I heart this show. And as we get into plot B's climax, we have Dre trying to show off another ad for his family, and this one with hands, trying to bring hope to people through advertisements and marketing. And honestly, from a marketer's perspective, the ad honestly wasn't that bad. You know, it was like touching. We miss touching. We can't wait to get back to that. And there are some hints of inspiration in there, but when they're you just kind of like throw like a product at the end, and it's like I said, it loses its touch. Honestly, now buy our stuff. They're like, ugh. And after the underwhelmed reaction from his family, Dre pretty much keeps trying to think of better taglines, and he just realizes, wait, that's my entire job and purpose. I just think of catchy shit. I'm not really doing anything. My life is a lie. But I like this arc for Dre, just questioning self. It's really important introspection. Very very important thing to do. No matter at what age, you can always discover more about yourself. I mean, later in the end of the episode, he kind of like takes it all back. He's like, "Yeah, I really am important. I really am essential." But I think that's just kind of a joke. I think we get the point. We get the point.
Listen, baby, if it makes you feel any better, your ad has inspired me to put my hands on your daddy right now.
Thank you, son.
Yeah.
What a loving relationship they have. Overall, I thought this was a really strong episode. We had several different topics going on at the same time, all about Corona, mostly. We see Bo and Junior's conflict. They finally start to clash heads a little bit. Their relationship has been a little bit too healthy, so we finally see them butt heads a little bit. And Grandpa and Grandma, we kind of see their relationship flourishing, so that's fun. And Dre's having some existential questions, asking some existential questions about his career because of Corona, and his wife is doing such, important work, and he's just selling things. But I think it's up to him to bring more purpose to his job. Or maybe he'll quit and find something else. Who knows? Season 7 is going to be full of surprises. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Like the video if you thought my review was interesting. Subscribe if you want to keep joining me in the Blackish discussion. And I will see you all next